impressive. It's just impressive. Yeah, things are going fine. Things are going good. Finally. A friend of mine accidentally destroyed my laptop. Right, I don't have money to get a new one. And I hope I can get it repaired, but for the time being I won't have access to the internet except from my phone, which is also tricky because I don't have Wi-Fi. That got me thinking. I do know that for the longest time I have been using my laptop instead of doing other things because it's like the path of least resistance. I thought it would be fun and hopefully less nerve-wracking to start a challenge or challenging myself. I thought it would be fun to start with a to-do list with all the things I should, want, or will do, could do. Would be better if I would do them while my laptop is gone, to see if it actually impacts my ability to get things done or even to start things. So from this list I took some things I want to do today. First, dye my clothing because I've never done that. Sew clothing, painting my pants, cleaning the bathroom floor, which I haven't done in years, and my old floor as well. I always just vacuum clean, I just don't... Right, I need to do that, and I have put it off for eternity, because I just didn't want to face the reality that I need to do it. It's just, I couldn't. That's why we will do it today, and I'm actually excited to finally get to it because it's gross. So let's start with the clothing though. Right, so I bought this thing. It's like to color clothing. I don't know, I've never done something like this. I don't have a lot of things I want to color black. First thing is this scarf, then this one because I really don't like it in green. I don't know if any of these will go black, you know. Then I have this one, it's like a body type thing. Then this one, this is one of my favorite tank tops. And then this skirt. I didn't film the part where I cleaned not just my bathroom but the entire apartment. Right, I'm exhausted. Let's do some fun painting. When you held my hand under the vintage sun, I almost lost my dye clothing, check. Clean the bathroom floor, check. Clean my mirror. I will do that in an hour as well. Okay, so far so good. So I will do this now, and on top of that I will also wash my floor for the first time in a year or 2 or 3. And it's so dirty, I don't know if you can see that. And I was able to carve sigils into the dust. Clean floor. Not washed. Absolutely not washed. Disgusting. Clean floor. Now, you could ask, why not just mop your space? Why crawl on all fours and wash your floor with a thing? I'm telling you, if I could, I would. But if you want to scrape 3 years of dust and despair of the floor, a mop just doesn't cut it. I thought about how do people do this, you know? People clean like their entire houses like each week or each month. I don't get it. I hate this. Well, you see, I should do this more often, obviously. And I'm thinking about doing this like once a month. And I managed to do it twice in 3 years, right? So what makes me think that I can do this shit like each month? I mean, it's just one room and the bathroom and the kitchen, but still, that's my problem. Depression is a bitch, right? Everyone knows that. But I'm finally doing better now. So why not take this newfound energy that's already lasting a half a year? It's lasting half a year, people. I'm so optimistic that I've made it. So why not just add that to the list? It took me 20 years to become somewhat of a tidy and clean person. But I think I'm there. I'm there. Like, there's no excuse, for this. Like, there's no fucking excuse to not wash your floor for 2 years. There's no excuse. I mean, vacuum cleaning, fine, right? But it's not enough. Like, if you could see this water, it's disgusting. Disgusting. There's no excuse. Like, I just wasn't worth... I thought I wasn't worth living in a clean space. I'm so worth of this, I'm worth to be in such a clean place that I can eat from the floor. I don't know what befell me. I thought of this thing where people grab the book nearest to them, turn on page 30 in the first sentence, describes your love life. And this is the book I had with me because it's the one I'm reading at the moment. And I thought I'd share with you the first sentence that's supposed to describe my love life because I thought it was... yeah, right. But lately, things had reached a point where some men could not afford the extra lamp oil and condiments for a cold supper, and ashamed to charge them to the common account, had dropped out on some excuse. Right. No comment. That's that. Welcome to Random Facts of the Day. Yeah, I think it looks so cool. I know you cannot see it well. I asked you guys on Instagram what you want me to paint on here, so I took those as inspiration. I think I want to do this more often, like asking my stories what you guys think I should paint next and then take some inspiration from your answers. If you want me to paint something on my pants, just follow me on Instagram. I think I never said that before on my channel. Today was a very difficult day. I got my period this morning and it's one of the bad ones. Now I would usually watch Netflix, just lay in bed, pain medication, not doing anything for the rest of the day because it's so painful. But I don't have my laptop, obviously. And I decided, okay, what's something easy, something I like doing that doesn't include work in a sense, like cleaning my room. And I came across nothing much, except for reading, but then I decided, you know what, let's do some art. I thought I would do this just for fun, just to do something today, just to occupy myself and be out of bed, basically. So instead of doing something easy and low effort, I actually decided to take on a more complex project. I got this bullet journal from one of my close friends and decided to fill the first few pages with some artwork and some poetry. I usually do this for myself, where if I start a new journal, I take the first few pages and fill them with artwork and poetry or songs, because it makes the journal itself way more valuable and it gives it a nice form of introduction. These are introduction pages that set the mood, either for the journal itself or that are just a representation of the person the journal belongs to. This project got way more complicated than I thought, so it took me actually a few days to finish it, and I was so focused on it that I didn't record any of the actual art process. The second page revolves around dreaming. On the next page, I focused a bit more on the view on reality. Then I included one of my own poems, and on the last page I focused mostly on songs and lyrics I thought would describe the person very well. I mostly used mixed media material and colors, which gave me all the freedom to style the pages how I felt like. I hiked up the mountain to lay down here, sweaty. I brought a book I want to read. I brought my journal. I brought music and meditation. You know, I think it's difficult to being with yourself all the time, right? So there's a difference between solitude and loneliness, right? So when I'm feeling like this, I know I need to step up my game, my solitude game, to not fall into like a ditch, or a hole. Because this loneliness is so toxic. So I will enjoy my own company today. When I have my laptop around, it could very easily happen that I decide to just binge watch something. It actually gives me the opportunity to choose the next best thing that's actually even much better than the first one, but which takes a bit more energy to do so, because packing the things, going onto a hike, hiking up the mountain, sitting here, being alone with myself and needing to enjoy my own company. This is nothing I would need to do if I would just watch Netflix. This is what I'm doing right now is way more work. So much more work, right? But the benefits are so much better. obviously. That I do not have access to it just gives me the opportunity to choose the thing I know helps me more, but which is slightly less accessible because of all the stages I need to go through to get here. And I hope that would happen, I hope this would happen. And it did. So that's exciting. Yeah. I decided to focus my time on writing rather than reading when I was on top of the mountain, because I felt in a very calm state, in a very calm space. And I wanted to share with you one of my favorite methods to find writing prompts, because it helped me a lot to keep myself in a constant state of writing. So I have this tiny box which a friend of mine made for me, and inside are lots of tiny pieces of paper with one word written on it. This could be a noun or a verb or an adjective or vibe or color or whatever across my mind when I wrote all of those down, which I did in one sitting. I will usually blindly take out 2 of them, and whatever I drew out of the box will be my writing prompt, you could say. So after that, I will give myself 10 minutes, sometimes 3 minutes, to write one short story or a conscious flow of writing and one poem. So I take these 2 and start my timer and just start writing down. It really helps if you do like 3 or 4 of those in a row, because the first one is always a bit difficult to start. But once you got into the flow, this exercise is really fun. For me personally, it's the most fun when I'm doing this with friends in a group, because after 10 minutes, everyone reads their own poem or their own short story, which is one of the best ways to be creative with friends or in a group, I have found, because it's like so much fun to see how everyone decided to interpret it and work with the same 2 words. The day is so full of self-care, it's amazing. I haven't done that in a long time. I had a ritual cleansing in the shower, and I just finished a self-love spell, a passive one, which has done wonders for me. I wrote 3 poems today. I'm very impressed by myself. And they turned out lovely. Very interesting how this little forced experiment is developing. Because I see that I add so much more art projects or creative projects into my day than before. Like, I'm still very fascinated where this is going. Already things happened that I kind of thought could happen, but when they actually happened, I was still surprised. So let's see how this continues. what is it, day 365? I'm here now to tell you how this experiment went because, quite frankly, my laptop is back. It's back, I have it back, it's right here. Does it work? Yes. Was it restored to its former glory? Absolutely not. Anyway, it's back now. I wanted to talk about how this experiment went now that it's 4 or 5 weeks ago that I started this journey. The initial idea was to see if I could not only finish an accomplished task I haven't done in ages, but also if it would make it easier for me to start things. And for a matter of fact, this actually worked and this actually happened. So now I want to review what I have been up to the past 4 weeks. In the beginning, I made a list in this book. Dye my clothing black. I did this even though nothing of it actually turned black. So first, the scarf, which I think turned out the kind of best. This one didn't quite work. I mean, it turned gray. I guess that worked. This one is the second best. It's like this deep wine red now, which I really enjoy. And then the skirt, which turned into a just darker version of itself, which I also enjoy. Read a book. Right. That turned out interesting because I read 5. Yeah, 5. I read 5 books and started the 6th one. I'm highly impressed by myself. Last year, 2020, I read 6 books in total. I didn't think that would happen actually, that I would read so much. I didn't like this one. This one was nice. This one was very lovely. This one was the best one I read so far. It's chef kiss. If you like ancient Greece or archaeology, like classical archaeology, or historian, if you're a historian, do this. It's amazing. And then I read this one, Song of Achilles. Difficult. Anyway, finish this thing. I was supposed to finish for 5 semesters already and send to the yeah, I did that. I fucking did it. I drank lots of wine the night I sent that one away. Hiking, right? I went hiking. So much hiking. Each week I will put it on the screen how much I went hiking this past month. I can't believe it. And I tried to experiment with photography while I was at it because I wanted to just explore photography for a long time now, but never had enough courage because I thought, what if I cannot do it? You know, I also don't have a camera, I just have my phone, which I also use to film my videos. But I was like, don't let this stop you, just try, you know? And I think some of the results are quite lovely, so I would say that's a win. Right, I finished my first diary. Took me like 4 years, and I started a new one, chapter 2. So that's exciting. I finished paintings and started new ones. Right, I started new ones and finished others. Let me see. For example, this for example. I also experimented a bit with different kinds of art mediums and art supplies. I tried to be as ugly as I could be, like use the ugliest material I have. So these are some of the artworks I did. Then the journal I showed you before. I started a new hobby. I started with wire wrapping, so I made my own rings. The first time in my life rings actually fit me. The first one I did myself with this stone that neutralizes negative energy. A very close friend of mine does this kind of jewelry, this wire wrapping jewelry. I made this as well, this necklace, which I'm very excited about. This is very cool, you know. I think not having my laptop around gave me so much more time and space and opportunity to try other things that are just the next best thing I'm doing is reading and art. So this month has been filled with it, left and right. I read so much. I started again with photography. I painted, I carved even, and I started with this wire wrapping thing. So that's hers. She did this for me with a hematite stone for protection. So I took her art pieces as inspiration and tried to do them myself. And it's so much more fun than I thought. I really love doing this. And I hope to expand this way more in the future. So I'm still learning, but so far I think that could be one of my new crafts I will try to master, which is very exciting, you know, because I wanted to try this for some time now, but also I just didn't dare to for some reason, which happens a lot in my life. But now there was like less things to just keep me from trying, so I just did. And the last thing that I found out is that I, for some reason, became so much more like social. It's insane. I have talked to so many more of my distant friends or just new people in general, mostly over cyberspace because, you know, of the world's situation. With socializing so much, I have been barely in my own room, you know? I mean, with the same 3 people, because you cannot meet new people at the moment, or you shouldn't. I'm impressed by myself, because usually I'm not a social person. I've never been a social person. I was always extremely introverted. Impressive. It's just impressive. I think the social factor was the most unexpected thing I didn't see coming. I didn't see that. I'm thinking about maybe filming how the next month is going while my laptop is back to see if I can hold it up what I established the past 4 weeks, or if something changes again. I'm impressed, you know, I'm impressed. Fall down the rabbit hole again, have a setback, I don't know. Yeah, things are going fine, things are going good, finally. So I think I will record or document another month to see what changes. I don't know if anyone will watch this, probably not. Except for me, I care, and that's why I'm doing this. So I'm doing this for myself, and I think I want to document my next month to see how I'm developing, how I'm going. I will write some things down I would like to observe and see at the end of the month in what sense this came into fruition or not, or what changed and what not. And I think this will be interesting. Like a little, I'm getting my life back together. Back together? Was it whole before? I don't think so. Getting my life on track, like a little video essay or documentation for myself. I'm doing for myself. So yeah, if you care to join me, feel welcome. I don't know where it will lead me, let's see. So see you next time.